Catchings posting her up, wants the ball inside. They finally get it to her. Catchings left it short, tipped it in! Tamika Catchings has become the all-time leading playoff scorer in the history of the WNBA.
Now, you grew up in the early days when there wasn't a WNBA. Your father, Harvey, played 11 seasons in the NBA. So who were your role models or your favorite players in the NBA in those early years?
Well, outside my dad, my favorite player was Alonzo Mourning. And one of the main reasons that I loved Zoe was just because he did everything. He was that player, like, just for me watching him, and he was very passionate the way he played the game, and of course, technical fouls and all that stuff, but I mean, he was a great passer. Just all around, he just seemed like a great teammate. Passionate, a leader, but great.
And speaking of leadership, you would go on to play for the great Coach Pat Summitt, one of the best leaders we've had in our game. What about Coach Summitt attracted you to Tennessee?
Wow, first time I saw Pat was 8th grade. And I remember I was just sitting, I don't even know where, like I was in my house and I was just kind of flipping through the channels. And all it had was like her eyes, and it was just like that glare. And I was like, whoa! And then it kind of panned out and, it showed the orange in the crowd and Tennessee was playing. But like I focused, I zoned in on her. And she was stomping on the sideline and walking up and down. And I think the thing about Pat, just same thing that attracted me to Zoe, was just the leadership, the way you could tell like she was fierce on the court, but through all the interviews and stuff, you could tell that she loved her team, like genuinely loved and cared, and it was just like, I want to be a part of that.
You're definitely the most fierce competitor I've ever watched play the game, okay? 5-time Defensive Player of the Year in the WNBA, you're a two-way player, the points, the steals, everything you've done in this game. How did you develop that level of tenacity?
I'd say from the beginning. I was born with a hearing problem, a speech problem, had to wear a hearing aid, still wear a hearing aid, and just like, I got bullied a lot. I got made fun of for just being different, for not being normal, whatever that means, and just like I stood out. And for me, I always just wanted to fit in and be normal. And so like I just remember sports gave me an avenue where I worked really, really hard, I can get really, really good, and people couldn't make fun of me.
What do you think when you see what Maya does on the court or what Della Dawn is doing on the court? What does that say to you about how much the sport has grown since you first came into the league?
It's awesome. It really is, between Maya, Elena Della Dawn, Breanna Stewart, coming in. It's cool to see the transition of the game over the years. And everybody always asks, like, how have you seen the game grow? Well, now you have young ladies that literally are born knowing that the WNBA is something that they could shoot for and that they can aspire to be one day. And we didn't have that. So for me, it's more like like I'm proud. I'm proud to be one of the trailblazers for our league. Every year, I feel like it's an evolution of players that are coming in, and you see the game continue to grow.
And when people look at old footage, what do you want them to see that Tamika Catchings was in between the lines?
She loved the game and literally gave 110% every single possession, both offensively and defensively. I've always strived to continue to learn how to be a better leader and how to be with my team. And so I think like over the years, I've definitely gotten better from that aspect. So I would say just the way like I play on the court, but then how I am with my teammates.